What's up, Squids? Welcome back to another episode, and in today's episode, it's been a long time coming. I should have made this as one of the first videos since the channel name, hence the channel name, but I haven't. But I'm going to talk about today why I choose to ride the way that I ride and with limited gear. Why do I squid? And for those new to motorcycles or new to motorcycle culture, a squid is a slang term for someone that wears limited gear. So generally speaking, when you take like a motorcycle safety course or whatever, they preach that you should wear your helmet, of course. You know, in my area, that's not an option. In some states, you don't even have to wear a helmet. Now, I'm not that crazy. Even if that was the law here, if you didn't have to, I still would. But why do I choose to squid? Okay, well, mostly it's for comfort. Now, you have to make that decision yourself, okay? Are you going to sacrifice safety for comfort? Now, I want to preface this video with something. Have I ever had an accident on a motorcycle? I've been riding bikes for 15 years, and I've only ever had one accident, and it was on my motorcycle in my neighborhood going at low speeds, and I had been drinking alcohol. Now, obviously, that was a very bad decision. And I didn't have a helmet on, and I got busted up pretty good, and it could have been a lot worse. And what I was doing was, I was, you know, on the last motorcycle I had, the little Benelli, which was also a mini moto, I would, when I wasn't driving it like through the winter time or whatever, early spring, to keep flat spots off the tires and to keep everything lubricated and stuff, I would take the bike out and I would go around the neighborhood and then come back. And one evening I'd been drinking and I had it in, you know, I caught a wild hair and thought, well, I haven't taken the Benelli out in a while, so let's do it now. And it had been raining. I'd been drinking. And well, it just wasn't a good combination, okay? Long story short, I busted myself up, busted the bike up, not terribly bad. Like I said, it could have been a lot worse, so I was very lucky. So anyway, it was a bad choice. Now, people would say, well, since you wrecked, wouldn't you want to wear your gear all the time? And the answer to that is no. Now, call me stupid or whatever you want. It's just my personal opinion. I choose to wear comfortable clothing when I go for a ride. I'm very confident in my skills, and I'm a pretty good defensive driver. I drive for a living every day at work, hundreds and hundreds of miles a day in a very large vehicle, and have been for over a decade. And I've been riding motorcycles for longer than that. So, no, I don't wear a lot of gear, and I choose to squid. And it's only for comfort, honestly. And especially like today, it's pretty warm out. So what am I doing? I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing shorts because it's hot as hell, and I don't want to be sweating my nuts off while I'm out going for a ride to shoot a video. I don't wear gloves because I've yet to find a pair of gloves that allow me to manipulate things as good as not having a pair of gloves on, if that makes sense. Like, I can push buttons, I can twist things, I can get into tiny areas if I need to without any gloves on. And my experience has been that whenever I have gloves on, I can't manipulate things as good. Now, regarding shoes, you know, they typically say you should wear above the ankle boots, some sort of a stiff shoe, a high top shoe, as it were. I've got on a pair of Hey Dudes right now. So the furthest thing, I guess, what could be worse would be like flip-flops, which I have ridden a bike in Crocs before. I didn't have any issues. I'm not giving anybody advice here, but I'm just saying. And, you know, I'm not giving advice. I'm not suggesting that you do what I do, okay? You do what you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with not wearing anything. When I had my accident that was 100% my fault and could have been avoided had I not been drinking alcohol, I did get scratched up. My right knee got scratched up. My right hand got scratched up. I busted my upper and lower lip. I chipped a tooth, scratched my face up. It could have been a lot worse than it was. So I'm lucky in that regard. Well, I'm turning back around to head back to the house. But to continue the topic, should you squid? Well, that's a decision you're going to have to make yourself. Like I said, I'm not giving anybody advice here. I'm just telling you what I do and why I do it. I ride for comfort. So I've had several people fucking come to a almost complete stop in front of me today. I gotta get home. I'm gonna end up rear-ending somebody. What the hell? Have I got a sign on me that says pull out in front of me? Shit's ridiculous. Traffic is awful today. And people are driving like maniacs.